Also joining me now, Republican Congressman Mike Flood of Nebraska. And Congressman, I do want to let you know that CNN has just confirmed this call has now been underway for about an hour. So the president in discussions now with President Vladimir Putin. I know you've said that in your view, any deal has to include rolling back the land that Russia has occupied. You actually wrote in a recent piece for Newsweek that, quote, ceding all this land to Russia in a peace deal would incentivize Putin to continue pursuit of an ethnic empire now or in the future. Do you believe that Vladimir Putin, though, would agree to that?
Well, I think Vladimir Putin's a thug, and obviously he's going to be difficult. But if we don't point our direction here and basically plant a flag and say this is unacceptable, he's going to continue doing this. He wants to rebuild the Russia of the 17th century. He's on a mission, and I think this is where we have to draw the line. President Obama failed us when he didn't do anything in 2014 with Crimea. We're at a spot now where Putin is hurting. The sanctions need to be enforced. This is about rolling back all of that land, getting those kids that were kidnapped, 20,000 of them back into Ukraine. Keeping NATO strong is important to me, and strengthening our ties with Ukraine. But yes, I absolutely believe we should demand that they roll back the ground that they've taken. I think Russia's now controlling 20% of Ukraine. That's unacceptable.
President Trump has said that land will be a part of the discussion. Do you believe, though, that the president shares your view that all of that land should, in fact, go back to Ukraine? And do you believe that's what he will be calling for?
Well, it's certainly part of it, as you just said. Does he have as strong a view as I do? I'm not sure. But I will say this. He's at the table right now negotiating. If the people of Ukraine are willing to accept the deal, I guess we have to, at the end of the day, understand that that's their prerogative. I just think that any deal that keeps Russia in Ukraine is a bad sign for all of our European allies. I've been in Poland. They're bracing for an invasion someday because of everything that Putin has done. We need to stay strong here, expect that land goes back to the good people of Ukraine, and bring about a stable peace. And, when you look at President Trump, at the end of the day, he has an unconventional way about himself, but he has affected peace. We've seen it in the Middle East with bringing, the UAE to the table and building normal relations between Israel and UAE. These are things that only he can do, and only his style gets done. And so I'm hopeful that we'll have good news. Like's been said earlier on this interview, I don't know if it'll be today. They've been on the phone for an hour on the phone with Donald Trump. That has to be quite something as they're talking about the future of Ukraine. I have every reason to believe we'll have a good outcome, though.
As my colleague Alex Marquardt noted, it's been several days since this was first presented, of course, to Russia. Russia said that there were some reservations. Vladimir Putin said he had some reservations. There is also a sense, certainly among a number of people that I've spoken with, that Vladimir Putin will continue to drag his feet here and to drag this out. Should there be a deadline attached to this agreement? And do you believe that's something that Donald Trump is talking about perhaps right now in that call?
I'm sure there will be. And I'm sure that President Trump, if he feels that Russia is not moving, will do things to Russia to get them moving. We'll start by making sure that we're actually enforcing the sanctions that have been placed on Russia. We'll probably consider everything under the sun. President Trump, I think it's fair to say, can be unpredictable when it comes to where he's going to go in a negotiation. He'll use whatever he has at his disposal to get compliance, and I'm hopeful that he does. I think stopping Putin is going to be a huge win for the Trump presidency. What are we, 60 days in? And look at where we're at. So this is a good sign.